You guys are having a really great day. Thank you guys so much for tuning back to my channel. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Geraldi Silva and I make videos all about business, finance, personal motivation, and whatnot. So if that's your type of jam, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click that notification bell so you do when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldi Silva, NFA manager. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so how to build self-confidence. Self-confidence is a lifelong journey. I'll tell you this right now. When I first started my whole how to become more, have a little bit more of a self-esteem, a higher self-esteem than I did before when I was 16 years old, it took a lot of reflection. It's a lot of within for me to really pull forward and try to become this person that I've always envisioned myself to become, which is, you know, a high class, confident woman in myself, someone who has high values for themselves and, you know, has basically some self-respect. That does not have to do with anything about jobs or the type of money that you make. Nothing about that. It's just beauty from within, not from the outside but from the inside. So when I started this journey, I was at the lowest of the low. I was in a relationship that was emotionally abusive. My family was kind of toxic at that time. If you're watching this and you're my family, I mean, sorry, not sorry, but it kind of was. So it took a lot for me to finally build up my self-esteem. I mean, I did have my child at the age of 18, so not everyone's just going to be very happy about that. So it took a lot for me to try to build it up, and I'm at this point right now that I'm starting to feel, I feel like I'm on the other side of the grass. I'm starting to feel a lot more better about myself, and I feel like I'm really starting to grow the garden of love that I hold myself to. So when it comes to building self-confidence, just know that, like I said, it's gonna take a while. It does not mean that it's gonna happen one day to the next. It could happen, but you really have to put yourself in that mindset, and you really have to push forward. Just like any other habit, you have to remind yourself every single day. Tip number one that I have, and from what I have learned, is to just accept who you are. Kind of like a stream or a river, right? That stream is just heading one way. As much as you try to push towards the other way, the current that's going the opposite way is just going to be a little bit more stronger than where you're going against. So if you go against a stream or a river, it's going to be really, really hard. So when you are trying to be something else that you're not, when you're trying to get away from who you truly are, it's kind of like pushing that current. You're gonna struggle, you're gonna stress, you're gonna feel not yourself. You may even fall into depression. You may hit more anxiety than usual, all because you're not really accepting who you are. So for me, I'm a shy person. I care too much about people, and could be a bad thing, could be a good thing, but I care a lot for people, and sometimes people take advantage of that. So before, I would hate myself for it. Before I was like, why do I care so much if no one's gonna care about me? Everyone's just using me. Everyone is just it's just very mean to me whenever I try to be kind. And so for the longest time, I tried to be the opposite of that. I tried to be kind of like a bad bitch, in a way of saying, oh yeah, I don't care about what you think, when in reality, that's not who I am. I'm a person who is willing to have compassion, who's willing to empathize with people. And if you're the opposite of way of that, does not mean that you don't have self-love for yourself. What I'm saying is, I didn't have self-confidence for myself. I didn't accept who I am, which is a person who was empathetic. You just gotta accept who you are, you gotta accept your flaws. And that's number two. Gotta accept your flaws. For me, my biggest flaw is right now is my weight. That's the thing that's just like, I can't believe, like, from where I was before to where I am now, it's a complete toll. But little by little, I'm like, you know what, I had a child, it is what it is. I'm working on myself. That, like, losing weight is something I can, it's something that I can technically fix, right? But it's okay, because at the end of the day, I have my child, which is number one priority, and number two, I can always fix it. There's something that could be done for it, so it's not end game. So learn to accept your flaws, but always look towards the better version of yourself, of course, but don't hurt yourself on the process of becoming that. Sure, maybe me losing weight would maybe make me feel a little bit more confident, but in the end, if I still don't love myself, no amount of weight loss, no amount of pounds of makeup that I put on my face is gonna make me love myself more than who I truly am inside. So you gotta remember, it always starts from the inside, not from the out. It's always from the inside out. So take that with however you wish. So work on yourself right now. Whoever you are right now, work on it. Tell yourself that you love yourself no matter what you look like, because you are you. You're unapologetically you. You are yourself. You know, you on the deep inside of you is never gonna change. It's gonna evolve, but the basic of you, the core you is never gonna change. The exterior will always change. We are just a body to a soul. Your soul will be your core you, and you gotta love that. So number 3, this one is probably like a really big one, which is there's no such thing as perfect. I myself am such a perfectionist. I hate using the word OCD, but I am a perfectionist. I am the type of person who's just like, okay, it's either I do it at this time or it's nothing. It's either all or nothing type of person. I'm that type, like type A but type B at the same time, because sometimes I do procrastinate, but so I'm a person that's just like, okay, I need it, and I need it the way that I want it to. If not, I don't want it. It's over. It's canceled. But older, I started to accept the fact that there's no such thing as perfect. I'm not always gonna wake up with beautiful skin. I am gonna eventually have pimples on my face. I do right now. I'm not always gonna wake up with beautifully combed hair. My hair is not always gonna be beautifully made. Right now, there's a little bit of frizz in it because I took a shower. That's okay. You know, we're human. We're not meant to be robots. So whatever you see online is not always 100%. And just know that. And that's number 4, actually, is to stop comparing yourself. That thing, oh my god. No, there's nothing quicker of killing your self-confidence than comparing yourself to someone on Instagram. Let me tell you right now, there is nothing that is faster to killing your self-confidence than comparing yourself to Instagram. Because on Instagram, I see people getting married, I see people buying their homes, getting their cars, and that's well and beautiful. But when you are working on yourself and when you have low self-esteem, it hurts. I'm like, oh, everyone else is moving on with their life and I'm still stuck here. I'm like barely finishing up my BA, which is true. I'm about to graduate this year, hopefully this semester. But you start seeing all these people just basically progress in front of you. But the thing is that, as everyone says, you know, that it doesn't always paint the perfect picture. They may capture the perfect moment, but that doesn't paint what happens after the picture. You know, maybe that Instagram model is gonna be, you know, standing up straight, doing those angles, hitting those angles for that picture. But what happens after she's done taking that picture? She's gonna take off that makeup, she's gonna put her hair in a bun, she's gonna wear some sweatpants. I know I do. I'm pretty sure we're all guilty of it, that, you know, we strut for the gram. But once that picture is taken, once we found that right picture, what do? We put our hair up in a bun. We go back to our roles. You know, stop comparing yourself. It's just an illusion. And we gotta remind ourselves of that, because that happens to me. I may be wearing makeup, I may be wearing a nice shirt, I may have my hair down, but I swear to God, after this video, I'm gonna be putting on a big t-shirt, putting my hair back in a bun, and more than likely, probably taking off this makeup. I'm only doing it for Instagram because, you know, I'm presenting myself in front of a lot of people, so I'm not gonna look like a crackhead. I'm not gonna be looking jacked up. So that's the only reason, but don't compare yourself. You know, there's millions and millions of other things to do than to compare yourself on someone on the internet. Okay, so take take stuff with a grain of salt. It's not always true. It's not always true what you see. It's not always shits and giggles. Okay, so number 5 is it's a life process. Still working through different things in my life. I'm not complete, but I wanted to basically make this videos for anybody who's just at their lowest of the low, and just know that, as they always say, and it's stupid, and it's always like, and I hate this, I hate that saying of like, it gets better, because yeah, sure, it gets better 10 years down the line, but at this moment, like, what can I do to make it better? And right now, if you're feeling like that, you're feeling impatient for that it gets better, start with just looking at yourself and saying, I am perfect the way that I am right now. And we said that perfect does not exist, but at this very moment, you are you can't change who you are, and you accept it. Just say, I accept who I am. I accept all my flaws, all my perfections, all my flaws. I accept who I am. Little by little, every single day, tell yourself that, and one day, maybe you won't believe it right now, but one day you will. And I say that because I went through that. So don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like it's the end of the world right now, because it may feel like that, but trust me, you'll get to a place where you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, wow, I could give that girl a hug now, because I know the suffering, and I'm at a better place now, that just telling her to hold on to the ride is just, it would have been enough to feel a little bit better. So do it for your future you. Do it for the future you that's gonna come back and tell you, it's okay, don't suffer. It'll get better. So yeah, if you guys like this video, and I hope I made sense in this video, if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell if you haven't already. And follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine Silva, and I'm a manager. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.